Fractional decimal to hexadecimal conversion is just a two-step process, and in this video we are going to learn. So without wasting time, let's get started. So to learn this fractional conversion, first of all we are going to take a fractional decimal number. So here this is our fractional decimal number. So in this process, first of all we are going to start with whole number part, and that is 861, and we are going to put this fractional number part aside for some time. So now to convert this decimal number into hexadecimal number, you supposed to repeatedly divide this number by 16 and keep track of all the remainders. So now let's start to divide this number by 16. So here 861 divided by 16. So here 53 16s are 848, and if you subtract 61 minus 848, that gives us 13. So 53 is our quotient and we are going to write it over here. In 861 minus 848, that gives us 13 as remainder. Now further we'll divide this 53 by 16. So if we divide this 53 by 16, 16 3s are 48. So 53 minus 48 gives us 5 as remainder. So the quotient 3 will write over here, and 53 minus 48 gives us 5 as remainder. Now again we'll divide this number by 16, but now this number cannot be further divided by 16. So we'll stop over here and we'll write this 3 over here. And now here we have our decimal to hexadecimal conversion table. So let's write what is the hexadecimal equivalent to this 13. 13's equivalent is D, so we'll write D over here. What is 5's equivalent? That is 5, so we'll write 5 as it is. And what is 3's equivalent? That is 3 as it is. So now we have written hexadecimal equivalent to all these remainders. And now it's time to combine all these remainders and write the hexadecimal equivalent to this decimal number. And for that we are going to write these remainders from bottom to top. And that gives us 35D as hexadecimal equivalent to this 861 decimal number. Now it's time for the fractional number part. In whole number part we have divided this number by 16, whereas for fractional number part conversion we supposed to multiply this number by 16. So now we'll multiply this 0.78 by 16, so that gives us 12.48 or 12.48. So from this number we are going to write the whole number part aside, and the remaining number, that is 0.48, will be again multiplied by 16. So 0.48 into 16 gives us 7.68. So from this again we'll take the whole number part aside, and the remaining number 0.68 will be further multiplied by 16. And that gives us 10.88. Again we'll take the whole number part aside, and again this 0.88 will be multiplied by 16. But now the question arises, up to which number we should keep on multiplying it with 16? So the simple answer is you should multiply it by 16 until you get a whole number. Let's say here remaining thing is 0.5, and 0.5 into 16 gives you 8. So 8 is a whole number. So keep 8 aside and then stop at that place. But many times it happens like this, that it takes so long to reach whole number. So in that case, up to which number's accuracy you want, up to that number you supposed to move further. Let's say in this case we want a 3-digit accuracy, so we'll move up to 3-digit and we'll stop over here. If you want 6-digit accuracy, you move 6-digit and then stop. Now we are going to combine this number to write hexadecimal equivalent to this decimal number, but before that we are going to write hexadecimal equivalent to this 12 and 10. And for that we are going to use this number. So what is the hexadecimal equivalent to decimal 12? That is C. So we'll write C over here. What is 7's equivalent? That is 7. And what is 10's equivalent? That is A. And now we are going to combine these numbers to form a hexadecimal number. For fractional number part we are going to write it in top to bottom manner. So 0.C7A is the hexadecimal equivalent to this 0.78 decimal number. And now we are going to combine both these numbers to get the final result, and that is 35D.C7A, that is the hexadecimal equivalent to this decimal number. Now wait for a moment and answer me this question. What is the hexadecimal equivalent to this fractional decimal number 153.16? And your options are A 99.28 and B 95.20. Quickly solve the answer and write your answer in comment section, and let's see how many of you get the right answer. And now we are going to move ahead. And in this section we are going to convert a fractional hexadecimal number into decimal number. For that we are going to take a fractional hexadecimal number. So this is our fractional hexadecimal number. To solve this, we'll start with the whole number part and we'll write this fractional number part aside for some time. So here it is our whole number part. To convert this hexadecimal into decimal, we'll start with the rightmost digit, the ones number or the ones place, and then we'll go for the tens place and hundreds place. In the next step, we are going to multiply this number with 16 raised to 0 and then 16 raised to 1 and then 16 raised to 2. Now the simple question is why we are going to multiply it with 16. The simple answer is, what is the base of this number? The base of this number is 16, and that is why we are going 16 over here. In the next step, we are going to multiply 16 raised to 0 into f. But is it possible to multiply it with f? It is not possible, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to write a decimal equivalent to this hexadecimal f. And for that, we are going to use this table. So now decimal equivalent to hexadecimal f is 15. So we are going to multiply 16 raised to 0 into 15. So 1 into 15. Now 16 raised to 1 into 2, so 16 into 2, and 16 raised to 2 into a. So what is decimal equivalent to a? That is 10. So 16 raised to 2 into 10 is 256 into 10. So now finally we are going to add all these numbers together. So 2560 plus 32 plus 15. So when we add these numbers together, that gives us 2607, and that is the decimal equivalent to this hexadecimal number. And now it's time for the fractional number part. So first of all, we'll write the fraction number part, D and 4. And in fraction number part, we are going to start with the leftmost digit. Now here we are going to multiply it with 16 raised to minus 1 and then 16 raised to minus 2. Remember this thing, for fraction number part, you're supposed to multiply it by 16 raised to minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, likewise. So now let's multiply 16 raised to minus 1 into d, but it is not possible, so we're supposed to write its decimal equivalent to d. So the decimal equivalent to d is 13. So 16 raised to minus 1 is 1 upon 16 into 13. The next is 16 raised to minus 2 into 4. So 1 upon 256 into 4. Now let's solve this. That is 0.8125. And 1 upon 256 into 4 is 0.0156. Now add these numbers together and we'll get 0.8281. So this is the decimal equivalent to this hexadecimal number. And now let's add both these numbers together, and the answer is 2607.8281. So that's how you can convert this decimal number into hexadecimal number. Now here there are several examples. Solve it right now and write the answer in comments and check if your answer is right or wrong. Here in this playlist there are varieties of conversion available, and if you are interested in exploring digital electronics with animated videos, you can refer this playlist. So see you into the next video.